Hello and welcome. It's Jackie here again in the Global Inspirations Stamp Team event. Sorry about my live. There was a technical issue. I don't know if it was Wi-Fi or I moved the camera. It knocked it out. So I did a whole demonstration to myself. So anyway, to avoid having a repeat performance, I've decided to record my live. Hope that's okay with you. So we're on day 9 of the 12 days of holiday. My name is Jackie and I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. So with the 12 days of Christmas song, I think day 9 is the actual 9 ladies dancing, and I do a dance class, so it's very apt for me. Anyway, let's get started. We're doing the mini catalogue. Had some lovely presentations so far, and I'm going to be using the Humble Home, I think it's Humble House bundle, and I thought as soon as I saw them they would go absolutely beautifully with these book treat boxes. Now this is the one that I originally did, okay, and then you just open it up and we've got some gorgeous chocolates in there. And then this was the one that I did on my live to nobody. So I'm going to do it again. I've done all my die cutting and I've cut all my paper in readiness. I didn't do that on my live. I was actually cutting it with you. But because when you place an order, you'll get a free PDF with everyone's measurements for all the presentations over the 12 days. I've already pre-cut and etc. Okay, so I hope that's okay with you. So, love this set right from the beginning on the front of the catalogue. The treat boxes you can find on page 27. The Humble Home bundle is on page 46, and you can save 10% when you buy the stamps and the punch together, which is fantastic. I'm also going to be using the Festive Glimmer paper, and that comes in Granny Apple Green, Cherry Cobbler and Garden Green. And I'm also going to be using the Falling Snow stamp set, which is on page 56, and also the Bow Design Series papers, and I'm not sure what page that is on. So anyway, the boxes come in a set of 10 and they come in 2 parts. I love boxes, but I'm not that very good at making them, so which is why I really love when Stampin' Up do a box. So we're just taking the tabs off. Oh, actually we should have folded these first, that would have helped. So just fold all on the score lines. Okay. Using a bone folder will probably be better for you, but I'm not quite sure where mine's gone. So yeah, so just make sure that you're bending everything over on those score lines. So I hope you're enjoying the events so far. So I've taken the tab off of here. You're just bending this up, the 2 sides up, and have the tabs in, and then you're bringing that side over and folding down, okay, and then do the same with the other side. So tabs in and then fold it on the other side, and there's your box done. Simple as that. And then you just remove the 2 strips on here. Oops. And then you're just putting this just not quite as far as the fold. And then you having an even border around the other 3 sides. And there's your box made up. And this has got an actual tab on here which you can take off, but I wanted to have it so that you can, I don't know, you could reuse it if you wanted to. Okay, so here's all my bits of paper. Let's put that there. So I'm going for a different colour contrast. So whereas I did greens and reds, on this one I'm going to use the different colours. Okay, so we'll do the box first. So you can either glue this down and then just draw and snip round your corners to have a curve, or if you've got one of the old Stampin' Up rounders, this would work as well. So just putting that in, and then you just want to do one side on the two corners, and then you want to do the same on the other side as well. Okay, but as I say, you can draw around that. So that's your front and your back. Then if we open up, we have the sentiment and some DSP there, and some DSP at the back of where the balls, the chocolates are. So again, I'm going to do a, you don't have to do this, but whilst I've got the rounder, I am actually going to round all my corners, but you don't have to with this one because this is going inside. Okay, and then I should have another piece of Designer Series paper. I might have that as a contrast. So again, I'm just doing this one as well, but again, you don't have to. I love keeping my punches. I think they're one thing in your crafting stash that you should really keep hold of. I have got rid of a couple where I've really regretted getting rid of them and bought them again. Anyway, I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer because I want to do some scoring, and that's for the spine of the box. So I wanted it to look like a book, but again, you don't have to. You can just have it same colour, no problem at all. So we need to score. Again, all the measurements will be on the PDF, and then I'm just going to fold those. Okay, so that's done. So that's the book, and then I've just cut 2 thin strips of gold foil. So using some Tombow, now I have got Tombow in here. I've decanted from my bottle because I do suffer with arthritis in my thumb, and I'm finding pushing on my Tombow is really causing me problems. So just glue like that. And what I love about the Tombow is that you have got wiggle room. So if you haven't got it quite straight, you can go in. So again, just putting a little bit of glue on there. And putting that like so. Okay. And then we've got the spine, which needs to be glued. Let's put that down. and then that just goes round. Oops. Now, have I cut that wrong? I think I may have cut that wrong. Let me just get another piece of card and I'll recut that. What should we do? Pineapple. It must have been a matte layer or something that I was using. And it's just a smidge. Too short. And then I've just got to score this. Should be the right size. That's better. You could actually use the seal on this or tape if you wanted to, but for just quickness I'm using my Tombow. That's better, that fits perfect. So just hold that in place until that's glued. There you go. Okay. There you go. So that is the spine, and then we can put a bit of the gold running along. Like that. And then one the other side. Like so. I think I've just got to trim a bit of that designer series paper. It's slightly a bit too long. Right, okay, for here, it's up to you if you want to do it or not. Okay, so on this one I have covered it, and then I traced round the curve, and this one I left as white, but I think I might leave that as white because we've got the red and the white. I might leave that, but I will put the measurement in on the PDF. Now I'm going to go for contrast inside because I thought that would be quite nice. So I'm just going to glue this in, and then we can get some stamping done. So again, we've got a little bit of wiggle room with that glue. That's it. And you could put a message in there if you wanted to, but my message is going to go here. So I might as well glue this bit in as well. Okay. So anyway, let's get stamping. So to begin with, I have die cut a piece of balmy blue and a piece of basic white card, and I've used the Decal circle dies. So I think this is the fourth smallest, and that's the second smallest. Okay, but I've done the white. Let's just bring that in. I've bought the white and the blue in the bigger one, And then what I'm going to do is, if I can see what I've done with it. What have I done with that then? Okay, I've put my embossing kit somewhere. What have I done with that? I had it just a minute ago because I was emptying all the powder back in. Right, bear with. Let me just find it. Aha. Right, there's my tray. There's my embossing folder, powder. Versamark brushes. And my body. There you go. That's what we're after. Go to one side. Right. Okay. So using my craft buddy, have I got my tweezers? I'm going to use these ones. You do get some tweezers in this kit as well. And then I'm just going to bring over the falling snow background stamp. I'm going to ink this up. And carefully, I'm going to lay my circle down and I'm going to press down. It's so much easier doing it this way than getting the background stamp off of the thing onto a block. And then place that in my tray. And I'm going to sprinkle some powder on there. Okay. So just tapping that powder off. Just going to hold that gently with my tweezers. If there was any loose powder where I didn't want it, then I would use my brush. And then the key of doing your embossing is don't waft your gun around. Just keep it in one place until the powder starts to melt. So you can just see it going now. Okay. So you can see that that's popped. Okay. Then we're going to do a sentiment, and I'm going to do that on Real Red. Now I can't remember if I actually showed you the stamp set in close detail. So you've got the two houses, and you've got the roof, and then you've got the heart, and you've got the door and the window which go with this brick house. And then you've got thank you for the sweet gift, welcome home, from your house to yours, for coming, and Merry Christmas, and to and from, and you've got the wreath. So this is an all-rounder. Welcome to your new home, Christmas, and you can also use it as a tag. Okay, so that's the stamps. So again, I'm going to use the Craft Buddy and the Versamark with the Happy Christmas. And just put that down. Oops. Not good to leave your brush in with your powder because it gets covered. Oh dear. So just put that on. Please do leave a comment. You know, I will go back and I will read any comments left. So I just need my paper snips. And we can just cut this freehand. But if you wanted to use your paper trimmer, or if you wanted to use a die to keep it all in one go, you know, that's perfectly fine. It's really up to you. But I'm just going to do this freehand. So that's the Merry. And we've got the Christmas here. And we've got our 2 circles there. This one we're going to stamp from our house to yours. Now I did that in green, so that's paper is red. So I need to do that in green again. So just using a garden green. That can go down like that. Okay, so that's the garden green there. So now we can do the house and the wreath. So that's the wreath. And I've just got to find the house. Let's put that over there. Well, if you should see the state of my desk, it's dreadful. I started off all nice and tidy, and now it's not. So I'm using a Pebble Path, but you could use your Memento. If you're going to watercolour your image, then you'll need to use StazOn, and there's our wreath. But I just love this, and if you did it on crumb cake, and then you could heat emboss with the white embossing powder, that would look like a lovely gingerbread house. But I'm going to use the Stampin' Blends. Okay. So for one of the houses I did crumb cake, and the other I did grey granite. So as I've got grey granite on my desk, I'm going to continue with that. Right. So I like to go in with my dark colours first. So I'm just going round the outline. Now you could take more care with this, with your colouring in. But I'm just going to go in. Okay. And then I'll go in with the lighter colour next. I'm just blending that in. Okay. But as I say, you can take much longer time when you're doing it. And then whilst I'm here, I'm going to do the wreath. And what I like to do is go in with a lighter colour and then go in with a totally different dark colour. So that was Granny Apple. And then I should have an old olive here. Yeah, that's an old olive. And then just go in and do some light squiggles on there. Then you could go in with the Mossy Meadow, just to give it a bit of texture. And then in with the red. So I've got real red. For the door. Okay. But again, you can just take your time, and then with the bow. Okay. And then I like to go in with the Daffodil Delight, just to give the illusion that someone's in. And then bringing along the punch. The punch has the house, a square for the window of the brick house, a little hole so if you wanted to do a tag, and a heart. The wreath needs to be fussy cut, so you're just manoeuvring the card rather than the scissors. So give it a bit of a wiggle so it looks like it's got a bit of texture. And then we can punch the house. Right, I just need to cut a little bit off there because that's just a little bit too far away for the punch. There you go. And there's our house. The other thing I did, I used the what do you call it, the roof, and then on a piece of red glimmer paper on the back, if you get your stamp, your ink, sorry, stamp that down. and then cut round it. And this is quite simple because it's just straight lines. You don't want the chimney, so that can be cut off. Again, this is really good for your scraps. So we're just cutting up. And then taking your glue. That can go on like that. On this one, I used a little bit of the Designer Series paper. And then using some dimensionals. Just to put a dimensional on the back of the wreath. Which can go on like that. Okay. Then bringing back these two circles, you need to tear the basic white one. And then using a bit of Tombow. You can glue this down. So it looks like it's the ground, the snow on the ground. Then with some more dimensionals, put that on the back of your house. Take those backs off. Now I'm using your Take Your Pick tool, which is perfect for taking those backs off the dimensionals. Like so. Bring in your box. Glue your sentiment. Like so. And then we want some dimensionals on here. Oops. There you go. Just take those backs off. And then your circle can go there. Now, as I said, this has a tab, so if you wanted to take that tab off and stick it down, you can. But I wanted to have it so you can open it up again. So I've got some Velcro spots, but you could use magnets if you wanted to. But the only thing I find with these are very strong to begin with. So one can go there. One can go there. So once you've got them matching up, I will just have that apart and just wait for that glue to just to adhere to the card and the paper. Okay. Then we can put in our Merry Christmas. So I might have that on there. Have that on the on the actual book bit. And glue. That can go on there. Then all we need to do is just finish off with a metallic gems. So we want one on the door, and then you can put some more on there. So always use an even number when you're doing your embellishments. And that is the box there. So please do let me know which is your favourite. Now I've done 3. But you can do so much more with these boxes as well. As I say, please do write a comment, or if you've got a question, I'll answer as soon as I can. And don't forget to seek out the demonstrator that invited you to the Global Inspiration Share. The Global Stamp Inspiration event. If you've got any questions or want to place an order, as I say, any orders will get the free PDF with all the measurements from all the demonstrations. I'm on number 9, day 9, so we've still got some more days of fantastic crafting. And if you've missed any of the other presentations, please do go back and have a look. Anyway, it was nice crafting with you. Apologies for the problems of going live, and I hope to craft with you again soon. Take care. Bye.